In this video, we talk about the culture of California curb appeal. Enjoy.
Yeah, California curb appeal, brokerage culture. And the reason it's important is because you're going to know what to do, but you need to know your why and who you are and what's important to California curb appeal and you, right? And why you're here. So at California curb appeal, we do not simply sell homes. I don't know if you've already gotten that vibe, but we do a lot more than just sell homes. But most importantly, we help strengthen communities, create financial freedom, and we do this through real estate. So we achieve this through our daily tasks and staying diligent. When we look at the picture overall, it can be overwhelming, but if we do it with our daily tasks and we know why we're doing it, then it's the little things that we do daily that add up to the big picture. Okay. So our missions in real estate is that we don't just sell homes, we give clients the confidence to build their future. Our property management mission is that we protect our clients' financial investments as if they were our own. Our HOA management mission is we evaluate and we elevate our communities one neighborhood at a time. And the reason for that one so important is because when you have a community and you elevate that community, it shows beyond that community.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it all reflects and coordinates with one another because as we build communities, we protect investments through property management, and we build these homes become more valuable for our clients. So it all works together. It's not just one thing. So can you think about some ways that our missions show up in your daily work?
The way we serve.
The way we serve, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can
Can you be more specific on that, the way we serve?
Would us, all of us, have a true deep willingness and want to support people and help people. And it's not just a paycheck at the end of the day. That is a perk to doing this job, but all of us genuinely have like service-based hearts where we want to really help people.
Absolutely.
I think that is something that is different here than everywhere else. It's numbers and, things.
Absolutely. And thank you for saying that because that is the culture at California Curb Appeal, that we're not just a brokerage, just trying numbers driven. We believe in community. We believe in being a part of the community and building the community and giving back. So the fact that you would say that, it is very, very much our heartbeat.
I believe it's customer service and also communication.
Yes.
And when we reach out to try to help someone.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
And that is so important. There's so many realtors and real estate brokerages out there that's not their key important thing.
Yeah.
At all.
Sometimes you can't even get them on the phone. They'll say, text me.
Sometimes.
Right? Quite often. Yes, quite often. So absolutely, all of these things are very important to us here. And the main thing is building relationships with other agents as well. Our vision statement.
It's subtle, Bobby. It's very nice.
I wanted to give one more example.
Oh, sure.
We have a customer service manager, and I gave her that title because it needs a manager. It has to be somebody that can set the tone and really control the vibe out there. And that's her area, and that's how I explained it to her. This is your territory, you're in charge. And she takes her job so seriously. Somebody can call here and they will be furious, ready to, whatever. And she will, in the most professional way, talk them off that ledge.
Oh, nice.
She is just amazing. And that's really, when I think of how do we see our mission played out every day, it's when she's on that phone and she feels like screaming back and she doesn't.
Yeah.
Because that's a skill.
Yeah, it is a skill.
That's not every day.
Yeah. So try and think of examples. Maybe we'll come back to this. Think of examples like in your day to day. What is one way that you exemplify the mission?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for that because it's so true. Yeah. Our vision statement is to make real estate accessible to all through strategic teamwork as an act of service to our community. So there's a lot said in this little bit of words, but making real estate accessible to all, I believe is the heartbeat of all of us in this room, and it should really be the heartbeat of realtors. And the way that we accomplish that clearly is through strategic teamwork. It has to be planned because we're not all, you're gonna find through this business, that we're not all great at every aspect of real estate. We're gonna find our niche, we're gonna find where we excel. And those are the things you're gonna go with because you're made differently than everybody else, right? So when you find your niche and where you excel, then you're gonna need your team member who is, really, really good in something else. So really flourishes in something else. And so when you do that, and that's what we do really well here at California Curb Appeal, is have that camaraderie and we work together. It's not numbers driven. If you're numbers driven,
Not just with your other fellow agents, but with your vendors. I mean, think about your lenders that you work with. There's a lot of agents who just kind of like let the buyer go and do whatever with their lender. They're completely detached, they don't care. Whereas like we work one-on-one with them to make sure that things go smoothly and happen the way they should. That's a distinction that makes a big difference at the end of the day. And that can be the case with the lenders, with the appraisers, with the contractors that work on the house or whatever the situation, right?
yeah, that's a good point. Is the strategic teamwork isn't just with other agents or within California Curb Appeal, it goes far beyond that. Sometimes it's your pool man, sometimes it's your plumbers, and then the lender's tax, title, escrow, all of that. It's all in networking and relationships.
Sure.
Great point. And then the next slide is to discuss why it's important that real estate is accessible to all. If so, why? And the reason why this is important to discuss is because what I want to do here is find your why in real estate. And I think it's very important that we find our why. And you can dig as deep as you want or as surface as you want. But for some people, it's because they were homeless and they never ever want to see anybody else homeless. Sometimes, everybody has their why, but you have to find your why. So if you want to take a minute or if you want to share it, but most important before you leave here, know your why, because that's what's going to catapult you forward.
I know, Bobby, you talked about it quite a bit in the beginning because this is why I started real estate or brokerage or any of it really.
Yeah, when I was 11, my parents sold their house and packed it up into a motorhome with the intent that we would go to California and get another house. Well, the other house never came. So we ended up living in this motorhome for my whole teenage years, which was, how awful that could be. It was the awfulest it could possibly be, actually. And so it was really important to me that if I could do anything about that, I would never let a kid not have their own room. And that's my why. And then the brokerage part, when I first started real estate, I checked the big brokerages, the big names, and then I checked the independent boutique, and I just never could find what I felt like real estate should be, like a service industry, like something where you helped people. It was totally about the numbers, and it just, I built my own brokerage because I didn't find what I wanted in what was out there.
I love that. And that's how things get built.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than just the average brokerage.
Or bigger than just let's make money.
Exactly.
Because there's always that, obviously, any job,
Yeah.
any job.
Easy part of it.
Yeah. But the financial part of it is a big deal. Like, yeah, let's make money, but everybody having access to real estate, everybody's like, oh, I know a lot of people have this idea that, having access to real estate, not just shelter, but real estate.
Yes.
Because there's a distinction there, obviously.
Good.
You could rent your whole life or have a place to live and not be homeless. But having access to real estate is one of the biggest financial upticks you could make for yourself, period.
Absolutely.
Period. I don't care what job you do. I don't care what career you have. The only reason my parents can even retire is because they bought a home once.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they did. They bought a home once instead of renting.
Right.
They were lucky enough that they did it a long time ago when homes were still affordable. Very affordable, not for them at the time. Totally unaffordable for them at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they did it anyway, not even realizing the benefits there. But it was the only reason why they can retire right now and not be working at 70.
Yeah.
And that's the case for a lot of people. So for me, that's kind of more my thing. It's the wealth you can build with it that allows you to do things you want later in life, or
Yeah.
allows you to retire, or allows you to do things that you wouldn't have been able to do otherwise with any other job.
Yes. And there is a false narrative now that I hear coming around that it's better to rent. You know, nobody needs to own rent. It's cheaper. I'm hearing that even in commercials a little bit. And building generational wealth is very important for those reasons,
Yeah.
right? Like your parents wouldn't have that.
Like, look, if my parents had been really great at investing money and putting it in the stock market and doing things like that to grow their money, they may have had a different outcome at the end. But the truth is, the only thing they were willing and able to do back then was pay for a rent or pay for a mortgage, and that's it. We were broke every month, you know? There was never extra. And so would they have been able to have a place to live, rent, and invest? Hell no. The owning real estate part allowed them to make money that the investing would have given them that they couldn't have done. And so I do think that's a false narrative. A lot of people say that, oh, save the money that you would, you know, with renting,
Yeah.
you know, and put it into stock market or something. You can grow your wealth there. Yeah, but are you gonna?
Right.
Right. Where's that money gonna go? You're gonna wanna go eat out.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was mine.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I encourage you all to find your why. That's it.
I know my way.
I'd love to
already
hear
know.
why.
I wanna hear
I've always loved helping people
Mhm.
and I've always enjoyed it. And even like when I got in the pool business, got my contractor license. And one of the first things my first one was downtown. And all the little kids were around at the fence. Is the pool gonna open? And when I got it open, I kept it open all summer for them. Yeah, and then
For
first I'll try. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that part of it.
You're bringing joy.
And bringing joy, and then also too, I want to show my boys, hey, you can do anything, you know, and even with real estate,
Yeah.
you know, and I would like to leave them something at one point, but it's not about the money.
Right.
It's not about the numbers. It's not about, because that will come. It always does. So I already know that, but I thought, well, this is another adventure I'd like to take.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
beautiful. Thank you,
Thank you.
Bill.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sharing that.
We all want to be there when you give that first home buyer
Yeah.
their first.
Oh,
home.
thank you. Yeah.
We all want to be there. And if you're
Don't worry me.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Does anyone else want to share their why?
I just think there is power in owning a home. Because like you said, it raises your net worth, like the gap between people who rent and own as far as like their worth and whatnot is wild. And I think like you always say, when you rent, the power is in someone else's hands. But when you own a home, as long as you're a good steward with it, like it's gonna stay there. So I think there's a big gap in educating people and kind of putting that in front of them and showing the differences. But yeah, I just think as someone who was never educated on the value of buying a home, I see now how I kick myself in the butt for not doing it sooner. And if I can help someone set themselves up to succeed and have a home that they, you know, if I can do that, like to me, that's great.
Absolutely. And most importantly, you're going to set your children up.
Exactly.
Future generations.
Exactly.
Because now you have that knowledge.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Adam, do you think you could take a stab at this? Cause
Pressure, Adam.
Hey, put him up there. Yeah, go zoom on him.
I've been wanting to do this since I was like in my teens.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So my mom always talked about real estate and
Was your mom in real estate?
no, she was always in business
Mm-hmm.
and her own business. So,
So she planted that seed.
yeah, and now she's gonna help me do open houses.
Nice.
Wow.
I love it.
Excited. Yeah, and she's really excited that one of her kids,
Yeah.
11 of us, one of us.
Wait,
got into it.
11 of you?
Oh my God. Wow.
Wow.
Keep yourself in business for the first year.
Right? Exactly. Well,
Right.
you need a house, you need a house.
So here's what I heard. So Phil's why is joy. Ashley's why is empowerment. Adam's why is like, like fulfillment.
Oh.
Yeah. Very good. Those are great whys. Seriously, those are great.
Absolutely. Our core values here at California Curb Appeal, the acronym is SIDE and
Because we're by your.
SIDE.
Aw.
Man, I'm just saying, guys, and all like.
Service, serving others in our community with intention. And this just makes the world a better place. Integrity, leading with honesty and transparency. I can't say this is enough. I can't say this is a more, this is very important. The reason why is because if you're not transparent, you get lost. You don't get to move forward as quickly as you want to. And sometimes you get sidetracked with things. And sometimes you just kill a deal that way because you weren't transparent, and you will definitely lose money because all of a sudden you may need to do something such as cleaning out the septic situation because you weren't transparent in the situation that it might be. We've had one of those before. So it's just in any instant, be upfront and be transparent. And then at the end of the day, you're blameless. And it doesn't stifle you.
I think even on a more simple level, if you're talking to a buyer and you're not being completely honest and transparent about what they can and can't do with their financial situation, because you don't want to let them down or you don't want them to get discouraged. You want to be hopeful, right? And you kind of say like, oh yeah, anything's possible. Or you do a lot of that kind of talk. And then they find out throughout the process that that's not true. And you lose so much credit with this person. And it'll be like pulling teeth to get it back because you didn't prepare them properly, just because you were maybe too optimistic and not honest enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like there's
Well,
a fine line,
Yeah.
you know?
We've all done it.
We've all done it.
You, optimist, yes, but be realistic, be honest.
Yeah.
Always.
And
Especially
that,
with your clients.
absolutely. And that is will help you when you tell your client you have to get pre-approved. That's a reason, that's a part of transparency, because your client will want to go look at $1 million homes.
Yeah.
And the part of transparency and being honest with them is at your comfort level, this is really where we should stay at, maybe that $500,000 mark. And then, because what that does hurt you, just like Monica was saying, because if you're looking at the $1 million homes with them, and then they're only pre-qualified for 500,000, they're going to be very sad looking at those 500,000.
Or sometimes you just have to give bad news throughout a transaction. And it's hard to do that honestly and giving all of the information. But at the end of the day, you have to just put it there. Here's the situation. You guys make the best decision. You just guide, you know, and it's hard to do that sometimes, but
The busier you get, I can't tell you enough, the busier you get, I forget half of the stuff. So I have to go back at my notes and remember what I told them. And then I'm like, oh yes, and I can leave right where I left off because I wouldn't have remembered. And if it wasn't transparent and honest,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to tell them.
what was the story?
So much if you don't have it written down and you're looking back, you just can't keep up. And I imagine we all want to be very busy and very successful. And the best way to do that is to set the foundation of honesty and transparency.
Keep that written down in the CRM.
Yes, I keep all the notes, keep it all, and that way, if you ever have to look back, you just know right where you left off, and there's no questions because that is exactly what you told them. The next one is dependability. Be reliable, responsive, and consistent. It seems simple, but it has to come daily and consistently. Because it's not just in the big picture, it's in the small things that we do. So with the small things that we do over and over again, create that big picture. Pick up the phone when they call Call them back, email them back,
Yeah.
be present. The next one is excellence, continuously improving and raising our standards. Never stop learning, finding ways to be better. And I just challenge you to be the best version of yourself, and that will shine through. For me personally, I feel like the easiest one that I can let get away from me on this list is excellence. And the reason why is, it's easy, it's okay, it's, Monica and I were speaking about this, that, it's easy to stay in mediocrity. Like, it's getting done, it's okay, I'm getting through it, but we don't want to just get through it. We want to
Yeah.
constantly raise that bar and be the best versions of us.
Yeah, and also about excellence. You know, you can be excellent yesterday, but we have to remember to be excellent every day. Because yesterday's excellence is gone. You can't use it anymore. We have to be excellent every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that one's easy also to put to the side when you get busy.
Mhm.
Because you get so busy, you're like, oh, I have to go learn something new or try to figure out how to do something better. Like, I don't have time for that right now. You know, I've got the stuff I have to finish. And that's always gonna be the case if you start down that road. So you have to always kind of keep building that in a little bit, have some time to pad that in to where you can improve.
Challenge yourself and create a system for that challenge.
There's a lot of agents out there that are not beyond mediocre. They're just getting by to get the money. That's it.
Yeah.
Doing as little as possible. And you don't ever want to come off that way to anybody.
Yeah.
Even if that's not what you're doing, you don't want to ever even come off that way. Because that's how you lose potential referrals and more clients, and people don't trust what you're telling them.
So I'd like to challenge you to take a look at the list here with all the core values and see which one you see that you value the most. If you could only choose one, which one?
That's hard.
Yeah, which one's most important to you and why would you hold that?
I think honesty for me, because everything falls underneath that.
Yeah.
I feel it does anyways. So.
I agree with you.
Dependability. Cause I think having trust, this is like the most important transaction people will probably do in their lives, you know? And so I think as long as there's trust there, they're dependable, they know you're gonna do right by them, that kind of sets the tone in the bar there.
I'm with them. I think that's hard. If I have to pick.
Yeah. 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 I completely agree. Integrity is probably the one I hold most. I lean on the most because, like I said, I just reflect back to where I left off, and so I have to be completely transparent. The one I definitely wouldn't want to lose is excellence because I don't want to settle with mediocrity. Yeah.
Adam?
I think excellence because of that, just always keep improving every day, improving everything, service, integrity, and dependability.
Nice.
Nice.
Yummy roll.
Good job.
I like that.
That. So what brokerage culture means at California Curb Appeal? Culture is the foundation of how we operate, communicate, and serve. At California Curb Appeal, professionalism, compliance, teamwork, and accountability are not optional. They are the standard.
Very nicely put.
Thank you. Mic drop? No.
Right?
Mic
But
drop.
I feel like everyone shows up anyway.
Absolutely.
Right.
Mhm. And these are ways our culture are in action. Be clear and respectful with communication, accurate documentation, proactive problem solving. And that one I'd like to touch a little bit on because we haven't. The other ones we kind of have, but proactive problem solving. It's okay to tell our clients like we don't necessarily have the answer, but we're gonna get the answer.
Exactly.
Never okay just to say, sorry, I don't know.
Or make.
Or evade it, right? Or
Or
evade.
a lot of times you can say, I'm not too sure, but I'll find out.
Mhm.
Let me find out.
Or if you know something's going to become a problem before you come and address it with your client or with whoever needs to address it, that you've already looked at it. You've already found some possible solutions. You don't just go in there and go, hey, by the way, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right, on the
You know,
solution,
like, here's what we could do about it, you know, that's being proactive, right? And trying to solve it
absolutely.
before,
And the transparency part is letting them know there was a problem.
yeah.
But the proactive part is saying, but I have the solution, don't worry, I got you. So accountability and support. And I do believe here at California Curb Appeal, you do have the support that you need to get to where you're going on your journey.
It's a really big one here.
Mhm.
There's a lot of brokerages that don't have this,
No,
you know, everybody's working together on stuff, you guys doing stuff together yesterday, you know.
Yeah.
All of that.
well, because when you're numbers driven, you're competition driven.
Totally.
And when you hold the culture that California Curb Appeal holds, there's no room for
For
that.
teamwork,
Right, it's a
not
team.
competition.
And that's why this part of our lesson was so important, is because if you don't hold these to be true, I mean, I don't want to say it, but this may not be the brokerage for you because we are about team. We are about these things that matter most to us. You're not going to sit here and hear that 15 closing in a year,
Yeah.
at least 15, because that's where our goal is. It's just not there. But so, okay, thinking about the culture at California Curb Appeal, what stands out most to you?
I think it is the teamwork and the ability to
support.
grow in different aspects of real estate in one place.
Agreed.
Because wherever you want to go, you have somebody who will teach you how to do it.
And Bobby's done that. I can't say enough. Attitude reflects leadership, and props to her. This is what she's done, has created that. And just being here in the years that I've been here, I give Bobby, well, I think we should let's do it. Let's do it. And then I'm like, okay, let me figure it out. And she's like, okay, send in the email because I already have a guy.
Yeah, actually, I think that kind of falls under the problem solving too,
Mhm.
because it is like that. It's like, no matter what the situation is, you're like, just say yes, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And
The new motto for me, you bite and you learn to chew.
yeah, there you go.
That's what it feels like.
It's true.
You figure it out.
If you need to swallow it whole, it's fine.
No joke.
Lots of water.
Yeah.
And with that culture, the money comes. The money comes. It just, but you know what? It comes organically. It comes real and it resonates with you. And I think that is just the way it should be at all times, right?
Yes.
And that's what I value here.
We're almost out of time here.
We're almost.
I think we're already, okay, yeah, let's, what personal commitment will you make to strengthen the culture at California Curb Appeal? We don't necessarily have to talk much about it, except for I'd like you to really think about it. So that way you can commit to strengthening that culture.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. What are your mission, vision, and values?